Hey there, beading friends. This is Kristen and Joyce with Softlex Company, and we're going to be on in just about 3 minutes or so. So say hello in the comments, let us know you're here, and we'll see you in just a moment. Hey, Joyce, how are you feeling? Are you ready? Thumbs up, ready to go. I have you on mute. Are you ready to go?
I am ready to go. I'm excited. There's so much to show off today.
There is. All right, let's do it. Hey, everyone. It's Kristen and Joyce here with Softlex Company, and we have so many of you on here watching already. I don't know. Can you see the number, Joyce?
No, I can't.
Probably good, right? There's 100
Probably. Woo! That's exciting. Wow.
It's so exciting. I'm seeing so many comments. Oh my gosh. A lot of people saying hello, excited to be here. Someone just got their kit yesterday. Hooray. Yeah, we're going to be working with a very berry summer kit, which is what I'm going to be working through. And then Joyce is going to share some ideas with some new items and new findings we have in store. And we only had 2 kits left today. So
Oh my gosh.
I know. So if you really want one, here's like a quick sneak peek. Head over to softlegscompany.com and grab it because there's just 2 left. And once they're gone, they will be gone. We always release our kit a few weeks ahead of time so that you guys can get all the items and have it. But, there were just a few left going into this week, and we're down to 2. Ah!
Phew. Go get them. It is an awesome kit. I love this kit. I'm glad I have one.
Yes, me too. Welcome, welcome. So, those of you that know Softflex Company, you know me, Kristen Fagan. I am live on the Softflex Company channel every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And you may or may not know Joyce. You don't necessarily know her with Softflex Company, but she
No.
is on board with us as of this year, just recently. And I'm so excited to have her hanging out with me today because Sarah had a camping trip with her family that planned this weekend. And Joyce so kindly said she would join us and share with you. So, hi, Joyce.
Hello, I'm so excited. This is I know it's been wonderful since April that I've been part of the Softflex family, and I cannot say this has been the best experience of my life, and I love it. I
Oh,
love being part of this family.
I love it. I love hearing that. We love having you. We're so excited. And if anyone's wondering, Just Beat It is still around. She still has Just Beat It Concord. You can still check out, that area as well. So you could still find Joyce there, but you could also find Joyce with us.
Yes, more of me to share around.
Sarah is here. She's packing the car and listening in. She has some serious FOMO this weekend.
I bet.
We've been talking on text last night. We were talking on text today. I've seen her popping in on everyone's presentations today. So I know she's having some serious FOMO to be missing out. But luckily, all of the videos we do during the Great Bead Extravaganza weekend are available for replay. So Sarah, you will be able to join us after your trip. You can come back and replays. She said it's been killing her. Yeah, so it's been really fun to see you pop in, and she's officially packing the car and on her way, and she'll have to catch all the replays. So be sure to find us on the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook page. You could see all of the replays there. Join us in the Great Bead Extravaganza Facebook group. You can see all of the replays there, as well as extra posts, because that's where we're a little more active in all of the different posting that we do and sales throughout the year between the events. And you can check out the Great Bead Extravaganza YouTube channel if that is where you like to watch your videos. Not everyone goes live on YouTube within the group. Some people do, some people don't. It just depends on everyone's setup and streaming situation. So you might not catch everything there, but most of the people do go there too. So you can watch all of the replays and things there for the ones that are. We're live on the Softflex Company page, group, YouTube channel, and the Great Bead Extravaganza page, group, and YouTube channel right now. So we're lots of different places where you can find this video. So welcome. Right. So a couple of things we're going to just start off is we're going to talk about what's happening over at softflexcompany.com. So we've got for this weekend, we've got a free gift we're giving with every single order, 2 free castle charms with every order while supplies last. So once we no longer have them in the supply, they just won't add to your cart anymore. You don't have to do anything. You just have to place an order. It'll automatically get added to your cart when we still have supplies, which we currently do. And then you have 15% off of everything site-wide at softflexcompany.com. You do not need a coupon code for that. Plus, you can get free shipping on online orders over $65 in the US. So lots of stuff happening over on our website this weekend to take advantage of. That 15% off does apply on top of any other discounts like sale or closeout or bundles. So if you grab something that has a sale price on it, you will get an extra 15% off on that item. So really, really sweet deals going on. So that's happening. And we're also going to give away a free kit during this presentation. So stick around to the end. We'll draw a winner. You have to be here to claim it. And I'm going to have you put in a little hashtag in your comment so that you can enter to win that free kit. Let me go ahead and pull that information up for you. We're going to give away a Moroccan Bazaar kit, which is our newest kit that we'll be revealing next week, and then we'll have a brand new kit that will actually be launching next Wednesday. So if you happen to have the Moroccan kit already, the Moroccan Bazaar kit, you could just let us know if you're the winner, and we'll get you the newest kit. So you can kind of tell us, okay, I don't have Moroccan yet, I want that. Or yeah, I want the new kit when you win. So you'll comment with the hashtag free kit to enter here during the video. You just have to do it once. It will take out any multiple entries, so you don't need to keep putting that hashtag in. You just got to do it once, and then we'll draw at the end. Okay, I think I covered all of my things. I do not have the bead captain of the ship with me today. So I said to Joyce before we went live, I'm like, Sarah steers the ship. So I've got my notes. I've got my co-captain Joyce here, and we're gonna get rolling. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at all of the contents of a Very Berry kit. I already started to open up mine and work with it. So Joyce has got a complete kit. I'm going to go ahead and go to your screen fully. There we go. And
we have a lot of fun things in this kit. I don't know where to start. Okay, well, we'll start with the best parts. Soft flex. We got green wire, which is going to look really cool with the berries.
So
it is
fun.
22 gauge, so that's a really handy size that can be used for so many things. We have soft flex in medium, the 10-foot spool of the dark blue lapis, which is another blueberry berry, berry, a very berry kit. It's all berry themed. So we got these awesome, this is my favorite. And I have these in my earrings. These little strawberries, special strawberries that we got from the Czech Republic to put in these kits.
This was the strand we were waiting on when Sarah said we had to, wait a little bit before we shipped it out, because we had one strand that didn't make it yet. And it's like, we had to have those strawberries.
To have those strawberries. They're gorgeous too. And then we have these little 3mm rounds that look like little blueberry berries. Some purple fire polish. These buttons, I saw a sneak. You have some really cool earrings on your mat that I can't wait to see with these buttons. They look little basket weaves. I love it.
Exactly. It looked, the theme for the inspiration for this kit was like a berry pie, like a very berry pie. And so when I saw those buttons, I was like, oh, these look just like a basket weave on top of a pie or a picnic basket, right? So it could go either way. And those are perfect. So what did you all think of this theme? I thought it was really...
I love it. Cute. It's so summer. And these little leaves, and I'm going to call these raspberries.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think
I know that the mold is something else, but I think they're raspberries.
Yeah. So we do have some more of those online. So if they're not going to say raspberry, but maybe we'll edit that description. They do kind of look like it.
Yes. And then some Tiara cast findings that I think are great. The new pewter ones with the little stars with the little crystals. We have the poppy basil and the diamond glaze, a whole tube of diamond glaze. That was like a big thing. We're like, oh, we're going to put it in, because we have a bunch of these also on our website in this, in the antique pewter, but also in the copper and the oxidized brass. So that's going to be fun. You got a whole tube. You got to get some more bezels and make. I can't believe we
put that big tube in there. I was really surprised. I was like, whoa, that is like a full size tube. Like there's a lot of diamond glaze. And I'm going to share with you guys some ways I was playing with it, because it's the first time I was using it, and I did some little trial and error. So you'll get to see some things that I created aside from what we'll do together today. And I just wanted to say, somebody asked the question, can you buy the things individually? Some of them. So we make these mystery kits. We gather all of the items together. There are some things you'll be able to repurchase, like you'll always be able to get the Softlex beading wire color and the craft wire that we share. We did bring in some of the diamond glaze to purchase. We also have those bezels that we brought in, and we do have some of those we're calling raspberry glass beads. But everything else, we do have pinch bales, not this particular one.
No, but they have another one that is, I have it on my tray for something else that's very similar to that.
Yeah. And then all of the other beads were gathered just for this kit. So you won't be able to grab those. So it's kind of some things you can pick up, some things you can't. And that is typical for our mystery kits, because a lot of stuff we gather specifically just for the kit. And then a few things, if we can get extra, we may bring them in just to kind of complement and coordinate. So I hope that helps answer that question. And this kit theme was suggested by a customer. Maria suggested a few different kit themes, and this was one of them. I think it was last year sometime. And we just thought it was such a cute, I think she had said like, a berry kit, you know, boysenberry, blueberries and all that stuff. And we kind of ran with that idea and thought it was really fun for the summer. Oh, Joyce, Becky likes your tray.
Oh, thank you. A little purple tray. I love purple, so it's going to be purple whenever I find.
If you find purple, it's for you, huh?
Yes, exactly. So I think I end up getting like, I don't know, maybe about 20 of them, because they were at one of those stores where things don't cost that much. So I was like, okay, we're getting them.
We don't need one, we need 20.
Yeah. Exactly. But you know, because I have multiple projects. Do you want me to do the new products too?
Yeah. Let's take a look at all the new products too. That's a great idea. Let me see if I've got any other questions here.
Oh, sure.
We've got Joyce is my purple 11 sister.
Yep.
Oh, Janet grabbed one of the last kits. Hooray!
Oh, good. Oh, good.
We got the kit and all of the extras. It was well worth it. Yeah, there is an extra mix and strand that we're not showing here, but you can find it at softlexcompany.com. That coordinates with it too. Lots of really fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to go back to Joyce's bead mat, and we're going to take a look at the new items that we're bringing in that Joyce is going to be working with on our presentation. Yes.
I'm going to make some fringe earrings with these new little components that we picked up. We have them in both the silver and the gold. We have the rainbow, the half moon, the eye, and the stars, which we got the stars. It kind of goes along with our very, very theme. And that's what I'm doing my demo on. And with that, we're doing delicas. You can get the colors individually, but there is a bundle for 10% off if you get all 7 colors, which I think are a great, nice range of colors that you can do so much with. So
yeah, and then all the colors of the rainbow there. So
almost, yeah. We tried, but there was sometimes, you know, things are out of stock and you got to do what you can. So that's what we got.
They're so pretty. It's great that we, what do you guys think of the bundles that we've been doing? That's something I think we started kind of the middle of last year maybe, and I just feel like the bundles are such a nice way to grab the whole lot and then get a little bit extra, and they're 10% off, and you're going to get an extra 15% off this weekend with the sale. So pretty sweet,
great deal.
Yeah.
And then we're using Miyuki threads and needles with, we're going to use size 10 and 12 needles that are in a nice little pack. So you can find all of these on the Softlex website and get your 15% off this weekend until Tuesday, right?
Yeah, until Tuesday. Yep. So I don't know what day that is. The 25th, I think it is. We'll come back to all of us for a second. Yeah, I think that's the 25th. That's the last day of this sale. And that's save the date. We've got our next live sale. So the 25th will be a live sale day. I'll mention that again at the end, but since I'm thinking of that date, I'll mention it now too. Jessica is asking, is that KO thread?
No, but it's very similar. It's very similar, but so if you're used to working with that, it will feels very similar to it.
Yeah. I'm so glad to have Joyce here for thread questions because that I have no idea.
Yeah, no, it's the Miyuki.
So Kim is
So the
saying
Miyuki is who makes the delicas. So it's their thread
it's
that they
their
like to
thread
use.
that comes with it. Yeah. Yeah, Kim, we're looking at the Very Berry kit. That's what I have here on my table. So we're gonna pop over to me. I'm gonna share a little bit about the diamond glaze and what we're gonna do, and then we'll pop back over to Joyce and she'll share her project.
Yep.
I'm glad you got the lavender and the Moroccan one, which is wowie. Yeah, that's the gift. That's the kit we're giving away free unless you already have it. And then at the end, we'll draw a winner and you can tell us if you want, which one you want. Okay. Here's my blueberry table. I've just been I put blue nail polish on. I'm drinking a very berry smoothie, having a little liquid lunch because I'm so busy today. And these are the earrings. I don't know if we'll have time to do this one on the video, but I was playing around with inspiration ideas. So using that 22 gauge craft wire that comes in the kit and these blue buttons, these little raspberries and the leaves made this cute little dangle earring.
I love it.
The other earrings I kind of threw together that we might show how to put this afterwards too are the little castle earrings. So this is our free gift. With every order while they last, you'll get these two antique silver castle, two-sided, backside and front side little charms.
Oh, those are great.
Aren't they cute? So I saved one of those. I saved two of these big purple beads from my strand for earrings to match the necklace we're going to do. And I'll move this out of the way. I'm going to be working with this poppy bezel that came in the kit. We do have these online in different metal tones, as Joyce said, so you can grab some of those. So we're going to use that for our diamond glaze, which is a water-based dimensional adhesive, which means you can use it for sticking things. So you can use it like a glue and stick stuff down. You can use it on top as a glaze and a sealant, and it also creates like a little dimension. So if you just let it sit, like you do a drop or something and let it sit, it should dry in that shape. So that's been kind of fun to play with. It is water-based. It washes up with soap and water. I'm going to use this little pinch bail for the top of the pendant. And I already strung up the necklace so that you don't have to see me do all of the stringing. But here is the pattern on the Softflex dark blue lapis color. I've just got all those little blueberry beads, the bigger purple ones, and the little tiny leaves. And then I put 3 large ones in the center here. This is where I'm going to hang the pendant. So let's talk about the glaze. We're going to do that first since it needs a little bit of time to dry. And this is my little trial and error bracelet that I was working on. I bought this a million years ago, just at a craft store. I was really into resin quite a while back. And so I had bought a ton of things and then they just, hoarded them away in my stash. But I was like, this is a great little piece to play around with how this works. So here's my first one. And what I did here is I just put the diamond glaze into the bezel and then dropped the beads in and let them dry. So it just dries clear. It comes out like a milky color and it dries clear. This one, there's quite a bit of glaze in there. So you do see you can kind of see it a little bit. So I tried with this one to use less glaze and all the little beads stuck really well, but the big bead needed a little more. So I ended up just adding a little extra glaze behind the big bead for the center. So it does act kind of resin-like as well. So here is a piece of little piece of artwork. I have all these little pieces of my artwork that I had printed on photo paper years ago when I was doing all of my resin stuff. So I grabbed these little pieces I had and cut it up. That was the one that I used to cut up these little tiny rectangles. You put a little bit of the diamond glaze down first on the bezel, then put your paper in to glue it, and then you put diamond glaze on top again. And it looks very similar to if you were using a resin product. So pretty fun. The glaze, I don't think it will wear off with water. I haven't put it underwater yet, but I believe that it would be permanent once it dries. It washes up while it's still wet with water. And then this last one, I just had some little heart glitter pieces, and I think that people use things like glitter a lot with diamond glaze. So I wanted to see how that worked. And so I put the diamond glaze in the bottom of the bezel, and then I just sprinkled in those little heart glitter pieces. And some of you might be more pros with this product than I am, because this is totally new to us and something I'm just trying for the first time. Terry says diamond glaze is water soluble. It says water based. So I think that means like you can wash it up while it's wet with water and soap really easily. But you don't, it should still be permanent once it's actually dry. Clean up with water while wet, right? You can color it too. So you can add some dye, maybe the ultimate paint. I haven't tried that yet. So you can add some color to it too if you don't want it to be clear. So let's go ahead and open this up. I have here just a little piece of parchment paper that I'm putting down. And I'm going to also cut myself a little bit of the craft wire that came in the kit as just to use as like a little bubble popper if there's some bubbles or if I need to move the diamond glaze around. And we're going to create a little mosaic, mandala mosaic pendant. Maybe I should put my beads in a little bowl. That probably makes more sense. I'm going to use these little blue beads and the little leaves. Oh, Julie is saying it's fun to mound stuff up and pour the glaze over. Oh, that does sound fun. Maybe I'll try that on the pendant. I'll use it to glue the beads down first, but then I will pour over. Let's cut a few more. Let's cut the rest of the strand. And I also grabbed a little paintbrush. Don't really need it, but I was watching a few tutorials and I did see that they use the paintbrush to spread it around. One other thing I did is I cut a little scrap of craft wire and poked it into my glaze through the center and made a little loop. I don't know if this will be helpful or not, but I do find it's helpful with glues that I have. So I decided that I was going to do that here too, so that it doesn't get too gunked up. You'll have to trim the tip with a pair of scissors. And then I'm just going to drop some glaze right in the center of my pendant. And then you can use the paintbrush, or like I said, you can maybe just use the bit of craft wire around. The other tool I'm going to use is I have a pair of tweezers to help me place the beads. We'll see. We'll see if I can keep them in the tweezer.
Yeah, that is the problem.
And these are just a pair of regular tweezers from the beauty supply. They're a tweezer I do not enjoy using, and I was like, oh, that'll be perfect for my crafts.
Yeah. Repurpose, love it.
So now I'm just going to drop in my little leaves. And it seems to take about 15, 20 minutes or so to dry. So you have a little bit of working time to lay stuff in. We do sell a nice pair of tweezers at Softlex Company, but I use it for knotting, and I didn't want to get anything kind of gunked up on it. So I decided I'll just repurpose. These have a nice large side on them too. And I'm going to grab one of these little purple ones for the center. And I'm not going to worry too much if I have it all even, because once I start adding in a little bit of extra beads, they will help even out my design. I also am using the tweezers to turn the beads if there is the holes facing up, like that. So if the hole's facing up, then I'm just going to poke it and turn it down. I would say you have about, you probably have a good 10 minutes of working time. So if you're doing more than one at a time, you'll just have to see how long it takes you to do one, and if it's a good idea to put the glaze down everything or kind of do them one at a time. Kim says, oh my, that little pendant is cuteness. Thank you. So I have one more leaf in here, but I'm like, I don't remember if I did 5 or 6 leaves on my, I thought it was 5 on my example.
I don't remember.
Right? I should have printed out the picture.
I want to go hop over and see. Okay. Oh, no, I don't have it here.
Because I have a little more space than I thought I did. So maybe I did have, maybe I was right in having 6 here in my little bowl. Yeah, I think I did. There we go. Just kind of adjust that a little bit. Oh, we went back to
the full. I just saw that too.
Sometimes if a camera kind of goes out and comes back in. It goes back to the full.
Ah, that was my fault.
All right. So on my example picture, I had blue around the edge and then purple in the center, like right there. And now I'm wavering if I should just have blue all around the leaves and just have the one purple dot in the middle. Maybe it's because I'm wearing a shirt that's very blue and green today. And I'm like, ooh, if I wear this together, I would want more blue and green.
Then you should change it up.
Then I'm going to change it up. And then we'll have a photograph of both with all blue or with blue and purple. And you guys can decide what you want to do. So I found that 3 little beads fit really well in between the leaves. And unbeknownst to you, we had a different blue strand originally, and we had to make a change, and it kind of worked out for the better because I don't think the other one would have fit in this pen.
No, they wouldn't have fit in there.
It's one of those happy changes that worked out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking I was just going to have the diamond glaze in the back, but maybe, Julie, are you thinking I should just go ahead and add it on top as well? The new seed beads would be very pretty in the delica, and the new seed bead delicas would be very pretty in here also. And I did try and add this big purple one, but I felt like it stuck out a little too much for my liking in the center. Like I could have kind of made it work. Julie says I would. All right, so let's do it. Okay, so if I'm going to add this on top, I'm like, do I start in the center? I think it's good to take your glue out off to the side a little bit and get any air bubbles out. So I'm going to do that. You add it on top and kind of dome it. All right, let's do it. And then I'll use my point to mush it around. And I think this is also where my little piece of craft wire is going to come in handy to kind of help me get any air bubbles. Let's kind of scoot, make sure I get it in the little spaces here. Get it into all the little edges. And then I'm going to add a little extra in the center to try and dome it. If it'll work, I don't know, but we'll give it a go. Oh, and I got a little air bubble that time, so I'm just going to try and poke that out. Or kind of even wiggle it out from the side. Just get out of here, little bubble. Sorry, you gotta go. You gotta go. All right. So we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna let this sit and come back to it. We'll move over to see what Joyce is working with, and then we'll come back and check on our pendant and finish off our necklace. Cindy says, use like resin, probably won't dome. Yeah, I was unsure because on my bracelet, it did kind of flatten like resin does. It kind of sunk in. So I was thinking that's how I would work, but it is a dimensional glue. So I'm going to have to, yeah, Debbie, let me see if I don't want to lift it. Well, you know what? I can lift this whole thing actually. There we go. There we go. I was afraid to touch it because I am not the most graceful. I am pretty clumsy with stuff. And if I grabbed it, I would totally drop it 100%. And it would probably fall over like on the other side. I know. Could it match me any better today? Oh my gosh. I went into my closet and I was like, what can I wear that feels very berry? And all of a sudden I was like, can I be any more of a blueberry in this shirt? It's totally a blueberry shirt. And it was sitting there just waiting for me. All right. So we're going to pop over to Joyce's bead mat and see what she's got going on.
I am going to be working on making a matching pair of earrings. I swapped out the gold, the silver for the gold, and the matte black for the white, and just kind of doing another version of this. Kind of gives it a little different look.
Oh, it's such a different look with the black and the white.
Yeah.
I really like the gold with the strawberries too because of the little gold speckles.
Gold on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying not to get too hung up with that when I was making these ones. That's kind of why I added the white, just to kind of brighten it. But then I was like, okay, now I got to do a gold one.
Gotta have.
And then I also have with the rainbow, I did a version of just the sea beads striped, going just a solid stripe. This is a great way of, if you've never done this, sometimes it's better to do solid colors to kind of, it makes it easier to keep track. Like when you're doing a pattern like this, because I did want to make that middle, the middle a little bit longer, I had to add, so I got to pay attention to the count, and it kind of makes it a little like, it's like one extra step, makes it a little more tedious. So when you're first doing it, doing something like this, where you're just doing the same count of bead and just changing the color going down the line, can be very, a little more user friendly. When I do that, I like to count out my little rows. Here's my, oops, upside down. Here's my, it all ready to go.
This is why you have 20 of these.
Yes, exactly. And the bead mats that you could get at Softflex, I could cut it in half and it fits perfectly in these. So I love it. I could get 2 trays with with the mat stuff out of one mat. It works perfect. So I just like, for these earrings, I like the length on here. This is 34 beads on each strand. So I just counted 34 beads for each of those little things across. So I'm all ready to go. I don't have to recount, because sometimes when we're counting these, especially when you have family, whether they are 2-legged or 4-legged or winged, they come in and bug you, and you might lose track, especially. So having them count out. Now, I don't like to do it right, too much ahead of time. I need to know that I'm going to be beading, because if this sits there for more than a day, somebody's going to knock it over, and it could be me that I knocked it over. But going back to this, we're going to start out making, I got my beads all set up with kind of there. I mean, they're kind of like messy now because I knocked it already. But we're going to start out with our findings. Now, with a lot of these findings have a true hole at the top for where like a pendant or a ear wire can go, like the pinch veil or a jump ring or an ear wire to go, but sometimes they don't. Like this one really doesn't. So what I did was, because I wanted to make sure it was in, like, I was building off the fringe part off of the bottom that's kind of like a true bottom. I went through and looked and see where would my ear wire fit the best and put my ear wire on first. I suggest to do that because there's nothing like adding the fringe and then you find out that you can't put your ear wire on. I've already done that once. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Take this tip. Get the ear wire in first. So that's the first step that you want to do. And then you know that it's going to work. We're going to build off a little section. So even though each one of these are separate little dangles, there's actually a little row of seed beads that I put on first with brick stitch. This is kind of a good base. It makes, you can build the fringe by themselves, like one at a time, and it works out okay. But I find if you build up this first row with brick stitch, it just makes a more sturdy and cohesive and like together little set. I'm using my thread. I'm going to just cut off about an arm's length, so about 3 feet. Oh. Drop your bobbin of thread, it's part of it. And then I'm going to use my needle. Now I'm using a size 10 needle. These needles have a nice little gold eye, so it makes it a little easier to see. Don't worry, you don't have to see your eye. You just need to know which side it is. Use a marker. Sometimes it's hard to see this thread, so I'm going to do this off camera because I don't want to mark up my mat. I like to run like a permanent marker on the edge to darken these light threads so that I can see it better when I'm threading. So I'm using the gold because I'm going to be attaching it to the gold piece. And instead of threading my needle, I'm going to needle my thread. So I'm pulling it in between my 2 fingers, pulling it down to where I can barely see it. And that's going to keep it stiff enough for me to get the eye of the needle between my fingers and over that thread, and it should kind of wiggle down and thread a little easier. Take some practice, but you can do it. I know it took me a while to learn this, but as soon as I did, now I can do it often, almost every time. Sometimes it splits, so go ahead and recut the thread if it splits. Now on the side that does not have the needle, I'm going to take that end and just tie a knot into there's that little groove around the edge there. And I'm doing it on the left side of that center.
And someone's asking, what type of brand is the needle? She really loves the size hole it has.
So we have the gold eye beady needles from John Beads. That's what, and it has both the 10 and the 12s in here. We're using the 10. The 10 is bigger than the 12. They're the ones in the middle. And there's actually a little threader in here that if you are having problems, you can use your threader. And if you've never done a threader before,
I know I haven't.
Yeah, this part goes inside the hole. Sometimes it's easier because that part goes inside the hole like that. You don't have to put it all the way through. You just need to get it enough in there. So then you can take your thread. Now it's easier to add your thread in that hole of that wire. And once you pull that through that wire, you can then pull out the threader and it goes right into, sometimes it's hard to wiggle it. It all depends on the eye of the needle and also the type of thread. Sometimes it takes a little bit more wiggly wiggle. And right now, there we go. And it helps thread it through. So when you pull it, don't just pull straight, kind of wiggle it, because when we pull straight, that's when we tend to break these. You'll either break the eye of the needle or break the threader. So that can be very helpful. That's why we got this one, just because it adds a little extra just in case if you have problems threading your needle. I am tying just a little square knot with the tail end. And I'm leaving about 6 inches, not much. It doesn't need to have much of a tail. We're going to use it again to tie. And that's just how we're going to start it. Now, I like to flip this upside down to do this part because it's just easier for me. And we're going to take our needle. Now, I have 5 fringes that I'm adding on here. So I have 5 beads for my base. You start out with 2 of them. And another thing about one perk of the delicas, the holes are bigger than they seem they should be for such a small bead. So it's really easy to kind of, if you have your needle kind of more flat instead of poked down, you can kind of like tap it, the edge, and kind of poke through it, and it makes it a lot easier to thread them onto the needle. I get 2 of those beads, and I'm going to go into the slot from the back side. Ooh, some of these are a little tighter. And pull. That's going to make these 2 beads kind of stand on the edge. And then the second bead, I'm going to go right back out. I'm going away from the finding. And we have 2 beads on the edge here. Now we need to get 3 more. So we're going to do the rest of them one at a time. So I got 1 on my needle through the slot of the, now you're either going to go through a slot like in these, or like the rainbow, it's either a hole or a slot. It depends on the finding. Just find a spot that you can attach it to, go through, and then up through that new bead, out through your new bead. That's number 3. And I go and grab 1 more. Oh, no, 2 more. Number 4, doing the same thing, adding 1 bead to the needle, go through the slot, then up through, out through the new bead. And the last one. And this is going to give me a nice little base to add my fringe. Oops. Try to get them close together. There was a time that I would then sew through all of these to kind of get them a little neater, but I find that when you're adding the fringe, you're kind of going through them multiple times again anyway, so you might as well just wait until you add the fringe. And that's my next part. I'm going to show you how to do 2 fringes, one with the strawberry. So this is great when you're adding some kind of drop. And the other is just a straight fringe with nothing attached to it, and which is how I did the rainbow one. So I'm going to add my beads. Now for this design, what I started out with is adding 6 black, 5 red, and then I have actually have 9, or I should have 9. I might have spilt a little bit here. 9 blues, but I'm not going to put all 9 at once. I'm going to put 6 first, and then my strawberry, and then the 3. So I'm just going to pick up the 6 black. the 5 red, 6 blues, the strawberry, and 3 more blue.
Pam is saying if she doesn't make her project right away, her dogs hit the table and everything goes flying, or she has to move it and everything goes flying.
Yep, I feel you. I understand that problem. I let the beads, that happens all the time. It was really bad when I always tried to bead when my kids were little. Luckily, they're all grown and I don't have to worry about that. But, there's grandkids now.
I know mine would be me hitting the table.
Uh-huh. It's me. It's really me. I like to blame them, but it's me. So what I'm going to do is to get the dangle, I'm going to skip the 3 blue, the strawberry, and 3 of the blue. And then I'm going to go through, take my needle and go through the rest of the beads. So I like to kind of let the beads I'm skipping drop down and kind of lay this over my finger. When you lay it over your finger, it pushes the holes upwards, and then you can kind of skim through with your needle. Sometimes you can get a few at a time or one at a time, but we're going to try to make it all the way up. We're trying not to split our thread. Made it almost there. And then go through the top. I'm going to cinch this up by holding on to the strawberry, that last bead, and just pulling on the thread, and it's going to cinch it up. You don't want to go too tight or your fringe is not going to dangle as nice. And then go through the slot or the hole. It is fun to bead weave, and if you're new to it, it's not as intimidating as it looks. You just need a little practice, and thread, you can always cut the thread and start over if it gets knotted or twisted or something. It's okay. And there's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get past that learning curve, it really opens up a lot to do with beads. Then I went back down through that one, and now I'm going to go over to, we got to move over to the next one. So I just went up through there and back out of that first seed bead. I'm going to move over to the second seed bead. Since I'm facing the wrong way, to add a fringe, I'm going to go through the slot and back down through that seed bead, and ready for my next one. So on the because I wanted to make them a little bit longer, the only beads that I changed was the first one, I did 6 of the first color, so black and white in this one, 7 in this one, and then I went to 9 for the middle one, and then went back to 7 and 6. So 6, 7, 9, 7, 6.
So fun. So Joyce, we are just coming up on time.
Oh, something. Okay. Where did the time go?
It goes so fast. I know.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Oh, where did it go?
Is there anything else you want to share before we
I just want to back? Yeah. I'm just going to show once you've gone through all of them. So on the middle ones, we're skipping 3 instead of having all of the parts with the strawberry. You skip 3 and go through the rest, and that will just give you this cute little picot at the bottom of cluster. And then once you're done, you're gonna, at the very end, you're gonna come back to where your tail is. You're gonna tie the tail and the working thread together, sew up through a bead or 2, and then you can cut off your threads. That's all you have to do to end it.
I love it. It's nice that we have a little extra wiggle room between presentations nowadays. So we're coming up on our hour, but we have a few minutes to make sure we wrap up everything we need to wrap up. And we're not right on the heels of someone else.
Yes.
So I think that was such a nice change that we did. I feel like it was for this year so far. And all right, so I'm just going to share with you guys where my pendant has evolved to. It is not totally dry because it's still a little bit milky, but it is dry to the touch, so I can handle it. I just took like this little piece of craft wire I was playing with to check, and I was like, oh, it's definitely dry to the touch, but I think it'll clear up even more. So you'll see there's a few little milky spots as it continues to dry. Oh my gosh. You'll always be able to watch this video again. Pam is asking, can I go to the website to watch these tutorials? So after we're done, this video will be available for replay, and you can catch it on the Great Bead Extravaganza page, in the Great Bead Extravaganza group and YouTube channel, as well as on all the Softflex company pages and YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and add my pinch veil. So while Joyce was working, I put a little crimp on the end here where I wanted to stop my beads, and I just left the Softflex wire going up the back, and then I created a little loop on one side. I'll put my lobster clasp that came in the kit on the other side, and I'm going to add this pinch veil. Now, I don't work with these very often, so I don't know if there's like a special trick or tool. Should I just use like a flat nose plier maybe?
I usually use flat nose pliers. My fingers sometimes will work, but if you use a tool, I put like a cloth over it so that you don't squish it.
Yeah, you know, I also have nylon jaw pliers.
Ah, yes, perfect.
So that could probably work really well. Okay, so I'm going to add my strand in. Go ahead.
If those pegs are too long, you can actually cut a little of those pegs off. Sometimes I will cut like a smidgen off. So then you get a closer, tighter pinch.
I'm curious if I work it like this, since my pendant, I put my pendant flat and then just push it. I'm going to see what that does.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that.
Especially since it's not finished curing.
I know. I don't want to be like, holding it too much. Oh yeah, that worked well. So what I was thinking is that would land there and have, but there is definitely more space. So I could even do something with a little bit bigger. Couple of strands would fit in here. If you wanted to do a multi-strand design, that would easily work in there too. Isn't that cute? So here are just those beads and little leaves going all up the back. And then I'll finish this off by adding the lobster clasp on the other side using Softflex beading wire. It's 2 o'clock now. Let's do a quickie for this just so that I can show how to crimp. I'm going to cut a little piece off my end here as my little cheater extra wire, because the magical crimping pliers and these 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes work best with 2 wires running through it. So I'm going to slide that extra wire in there. Go ahead and place that crimp tube into my center notch of the magical crimping plier. Give it a good squeeze. It's going to make a ravioli. It's ravioli time. You're going to have some raviolis and then some berry pie. Doesn't quite go together, but we're going to make it happen. I made a berry crumble a week or so ago because I was talking so much about berry stuff that I just was like, I need to make a berry crumble.
Oh, that sounds so good. Perfect dessert.
It was so good. And then you could just trim off these little excess pieces. So that's how I crimped it to hold the beads in place on my wire down there. And you'll just take that crimping technique to loop around your clasp, your lobster clasp at the end as well. I didn't get a chance to show the button earring, but here it is for inspiration. Use those craft wire to make your loops. I went through the button and up. So I'll hold it this way so you can see, actually this way would probably be a little easier. So you can see craft wire went up and around one way to create a loop, and then up, down and around the other way to create a loop. And then I added all of these little dangles.
That's so cute.
The bottom. So let's come up to all of us and finish out. Joyce is still going over there. You know, the fun doesn't stop when the presentation's over. We got to finish.
No, exactly. I'm going to make the other earring.
Of course. So I'm going to have to make these earrings too, and I'll share it with you guys later. So a couple of things to remind you of. We've got that free gift going on while supplies last. You'll get those 2 castles. That's the front and the back of the castle. In every order, just it'll automatically get added if we have the product still in stock. 15% off everything at softluxcompany.com. Be sure to go check it out, see all of the new items, and catch any of the extra things like the diamond glaze or craft wire, anything else you need to pick up. Let's see, we've got save the dates for the live sale on July 25th at noon Pacific time. We have the Moroccan Bazaar kit reveal on Wednesday, July 26th. At 3 p.m. Pacific time, and that's when we'll launch our newest kit. And we're going to give away a kit. So hold on just a moment. Stay put. We're almost there. We're going to give away a kit in just a second. And one more thing I wanted to share is that you can find Softluxe Company on all of these different socials. We are on Threads now too. So that's down at the bottom. So you can find us in the VIB Studio is our Facebook group, Softluxe Company on Instagram, and of course on YouTube, Pinterest, and now we're on Threads as well. Oh my gosh, I don't know how we're keeping up with all those places. For real.
Exactly.
All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get my draw a winner here. Let's see. You have to be here to claim your prize. Throw in that free kit hashtag if you haven't yet. Give you a few moments to add it to the comments. We've got 193 entries so far. Oh my goodness.
That is amazing. Awesome.
So many. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Is there anything else while I'm letting you guys enter here for a second that I want to mention? Be sure to check out the swag bag giveaway in the Great Bead Extravaganza group. That's the one we put on all together as a collective, and we'll pick 3 entries for the grand prize swag bag. So that's pinned on the group page. There's a little form to fill out with your email. Just know your email is going to go to all of the presenters when you enter, and that puts you into the running. Like I said, we'll have 3 winners, and we usually pick them. I usually pick the winner randomly, but I'm going to be on vacation for a little while, so it may not. You may have until the beginning of August actually before I choose that winner. So be sure to check it out and sign up when you get a chance. And then we are live on Softluxe Company every week. I'm live on Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Sarah's live on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then we have extra events and things that go on the regular. So we always have them, kind of shared in our events section on YouTube and on the Facebook page. All right. Looks like we're
live
211. Are you guys ready? Let's go ahead and choose a winner. Joyce! Oh, name. Joyce Gaxley, if I said it correctly. Let us know that you are here so we make sure that you're around to claim your prize. Congratulations.
Congratulations, other Joyce. Oh, there she is.
There she is. Oh my goodness. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So Joyce, what you're going to do is you're going to message us, send us an email at info, I-N-F-O, at softflexcompany.com. And we'll let them know that you were the winner. So they'll be expecting your email, and just let us know if you want the Moroccan Bazaar kit or if you want the new mystery kit, which we haven't named yet. So you just decide which one of those you'd like to have. This has been so much fun. I had a great time with all of you out there, and I had a great time with our buddy Joyce, learning something new and exciting. And now we've got all of those fun beadwork findings available at softflexcompany.com. I'm going to share the schedule with you guys one more time so we can take a look at what's happening. We've got our dear friend Nilay Patel of Silver Silk and More coming up next. He'll be at 2:30 Pacific time. And then we're coming back for an Ask Me Anything roundtable with a few of us here at the Great Bead Extravaganza. I don't know if you were planning on coming, Joyce.
Yes, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, good.
I'm going to have my other earrings so I can switch out my earrings.
Yeah, we've got a little time to finish off our project. And then we'll join the Ask Me Anything roundtable. Bead related, please. Just have to add that in. It'll be a bead related Ask Me Anything. Lots of fun. We're trying something new, and it's cool to get a chance for us presenters to circle up all together with all of you. So come with your bead questions, and we'll have us from Softflex Company. I think Christy said she was going to join us. I know Nilay will definitely be there. I think Cynthia maybe said from Green Girl. I'm not sure who else. So it'll just be a surprise.
Yep.
We love surprises.
We like prizes.
All right, we got to go. We're 10 minutes over. Thank goodness for extra time. Go ahead and grab yourself drinks, go to the restroom, and tune in for our buddy Nilay coming up in just a few moments. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.